Hi guys, it's Albert the Analyst. Back here with another video just to talk about the men's 100-meter final at the USATF trials. Yo, the video lived up to the hype by far. It gave exactly what I needed it to. The drama, the upset, the redemption, the speed, like everything about it was amazing. It felt like a movie that climaxed exactly what we thought it would. It actually exceeded expectations, to be honest. Did I expect it to be that fast? I did not. I expected for these men to choke. I'm not gonna lie, I've come to expect these men to choke. And there was no choking tonight. These men did what they needed to do. Of course, the winner was Kenny Bednarek, 9.79. You know, I said to myself, Noah Lyles must have sat up straight in his chair when he saw that 9.79. Him equal your PB. You better start worry, Lyles. Worries in the dance. So that was an amazing run from Kenny. I love how relaxed Kenny is. I love his execution. Because that's the thing, you know. Running relaxed, being calm, being fluid. That gets you fast times. This tense thing that I see these men doing nowadays. Running tense and running like you're about to crap yourself does not get you fast times. And even if it gets you fast times, it will not get you fast times under pressure. I know that much. When you're relaxed, that is what gets you to the win. You know, because that's the aim, right? It's not to come second or third, it's to get the win, right? So, you know, I loved how relaxed Kenny was, and that relaxation brought him to 9.79 and you know, gold, and to, you know, getting, you know, past the US trials. So that's really good for him. Very impressed. He's been doing so amazing all season. You know, for example, at Grand Slam, he won all his 100 and his 200s at Grand Slam. And even though Michael Johnson has not yet paid him, because, you know, I'm sure you guys have read about what's happening with Grand Slam. As much as he was running for free, basically, at least he was able to round himself into shape with those Grand Slam races. And I hope he gets paid, you know. Yeah, Michael Johnson, you and I will be having a talk. I will be making a video specifically for you. Maybe if you weren't so elitist and so biased and downright xenophobic, maybe things would be different for you. Maybe if you consider that it's track on the field and not track, maybe things would be different for you. But we'll talk about it another time. Right now, we're talking about winners, not losers, and people who are about to go bankrupt. So, very proud of Kenny Bednarek. Very proud of this young man. I feel like he's been in Noah Lyles' shadow for a while. So it's good that he's getting his own shine and he's showing that he's as fast as anybody else in the world. So I'm very happy for him. So for my predictions, I actually predicted that first place would be Kenny, second place would be Christian Coleman, third place would be Courtney Lindsay, and my two dark horses were Brandon Hicklin and Trayvon Bromel. No. Courtney Lindsay came second with a massive personal best of 9.82. I am so proud of Courtney Lindsay. Courtney has been so consistent over both 100 and 200 all season long. And if you watch my preview video where I talked about the men's heats, I actually said that I'm expecting for Courtney to make the team for both the 100 meters and the 200 meters. So let's see if he's able to complete his double that I'm expecting him to. So yeah, very proud of him. Actually, when he started the race, I was so worried. I was so worried for Courtney. Because remember, Courtney's beside Christian Coleman. You have to get a good start against a Christian Coleman. So when Courtney got out the blocks, it almost looked as though he stumbled. But he didn't stumble. Instead, he got the start of his life. When Courtney got out those blocks, man, Courtney held it and held it and held it. Boom! 982, right behind Kenny Bednarek. So I was thoroughly impressed. While I expected him to come top 3, I did not expect 982. Honestly, that was insane. That was amazing, truly. And then third place was McCollum. No, I knew of McCollum because McCollum has been dominating on the NCAA circuit. In my preview video, I was like, McCollum is American, but his name is African. So I don't know. I'm gonna do a bit more research, but I feel like his name is African, and I feel like he's probably, you know, one of those persons who maybe he's, you know, he either is from Africa and has, you know, switched allegiance, or it could be that he was born in America with African parents. But regardless of how it is, he seems to have an African name while representing America. And he did very well. I believe he ran 9.83 for third place. So, you know, 979, 982, 983. Jeez, man. That race was very freaking fast. And the wind was a plus 1.8. So the wind was absolutely perfect for that race. So, you know, you know, it seems a lot of persons didn't know of McCollum coming in, which is crazy because how can you call yourself a track enthusiast and not know of McCollum, who's been dominating on the NCAA circuit? You know, I saw McCollum in the heats and the semis, and I was like, yeah, man, this young man looks like he could upset. And you know, but I kept saying to myself, these NCAA athletes, it's not really fair to put so much expectation of them, especially when their intention would have been to peak for the NCAA final. So let me keep him in the back of my mind, because I feel like sometimes when you don't put heavy expectations on athletes, that's when they perform. But when you put a bunch of expectation on athletes, especially the young ones or the junior ones or the ones in college, sometimes that can lead them to underperform because they kind of buckle under the weight of that pressure. So I'm very happy that, he was the underdog. He was an underdog, and, he clearly wanted to prove himself, and prove himself he did. So I'm very proud of McCollum, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he builds on this for the rest of the season and going forward. Very proud of that young man. In fourth place was Trayvon Bromel. Trayvon equaled his season's best of 9.84. Geez, man, just imagine being right outside of top 3 and just what? 100th of a second outside of third place, and third place, and just 200th of a second outside of second place. That must be devastating for him. But I mean, you equal your season's best, and this is your comeback season from injury. I hope he's proud of himself. I hope the most dominant feeling that he feels is being proud of himself. I hope that the feeling that he's feeling most right now is gratitude to himself for proving it to himself that he can bounce back. Gratitude for God for, holding and keeping him during this time. Gratitude to his team, his family, his friends, because, bro, you might not have made the team individually, but 984 in your comeback here after, being injured for so long, that's something to be proud of. That's something to be happy for. So I'm very proud of him, and I hope he's proud of himself. Christian Coleman, my client, this man who I am a Jamaican. I love seeing the Americans lose, but I just felt like he deserved support more than anything this year. And if you know me, then you know that I've been supporting him all season. I've been telling persons that he's been so, because persons have been ridiculing him all season for not going sub 10, and I said to them, even though he's not gone sub 10, he's been sub 10 low every single time. And usually when you're consistently sub 10, he's been 10 low every time. And usually when you're at 10 low, consistently, you're gonna strike deep below that 10. You can most likely strike deep below that 10-second barrier. And it's crazy. In 2022, when Oblique first went 9.86, he kept going. He ran like 10:15, then 10:12, then 10:08, and then he struck way below the 10-second barrier and ran 9.86. Similarly, Christian has been running close to 10 seconds, and tonight he struck way below the 10-second barrier and ran 9.86. So I am very proud of Christian Coleman, and I hope that Christian is proud of himself as well. You didn't make the team, but you were so very close to making the team. You haven't went sub 10 all season, and the first time you went sub 10, you passed 9.9 and you go at 9.86. You haven't been doing the best this season, but you got your start back. In the semis, you started terrific, very terrifically, and then in the final, you started even better. You are making progress in less than a year after switching clubs, bro. I hope he looks at the things that he's achieved. We heard about the spat that he seems to be having right now with his girlfriend Sha'Carri. We heard about the club switch. We heard about that youngster beating him earlier this season and him kind of crashing out about it. We heard about all these things. And you, Christian Coleman, you ran 9.86 under pressure last year in the Olympic trials. You did not do that. This year, under the pressure of switching clubs, having a girlfriend who you're having an issue with, all these expectations, all this doubt, all this trolling, you run 9.86 under pressure, bro. You better be proud of yourself, because I'm proud of you. We're proud of you. So, I was like, this race was amazing, man. So many 9.8s, 9.9s. Brandon Hicklin. Brandon, you better be proud of yourself. Brandon has either run 10 low or sub 10 all season long. Like, these men delivered tonight. Everybody better be proud of themselves. You guys earned this. I'm so proud of these men, bro. Yes, I wanted Coleman to come top 3, but I can't be mad at it. It's 979, 982, 983, 984, 986. I can't be mad. I'm thoroughly impressed. I have no disappointments tonight. These men showed up and they showed out. They showed that they're not chokers. They showed that, well, not chokers in America anyways. But, you know, they showed that when the lights were on the brightest, they could shine. You know, the top 3 all-run PBs. That says a lot. So, yeah, man, very proud of these young men. Very proud. I'm looking forward to seeing how they build onto this going forward. I can't wait to see how they do. I can't wait to see how they do on the circuit at the Diamond League. Whoever goes to the Diamond League final, I can't wait to see how they do at the World Championships. You get what I mean? So, I'm definitely looking forward to this for sure. But yeah, very, very proud of these men. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and sound off in the comments. Let me know what your predictions were. Let me know if somebody who you predicted to come top 3 came top 3. Let me know if somebody who you predicted to come top 3 did not come top 3. Just let me know, your thoughts on this. I think it was amazing through and through. Let me know what you think of Coleman and him getting back his start, but it was kind of just a bit too late in a way. Let me know what you think of Kenny Bednarek equaling Lyles' PB. What do you think of Mollum, who a lot of persons didn't know? Is Mollum African or of African descent? Maybe somebody can tell me. But just so very impressed. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Albert the Analyst signing out. Bye.